Lolita on the mage role. If you don't exactly want a Harith pick here, because Harith's shield kind of like gets negated from all this shield burst, or maybe even the burst coming from Esmeralda themselves. So I'm not too sure exactly if they want to poke it off, but they're gonna keep it out and open here. But now Lolita getting picked off here, so Kimi is gonna be kind of denied here from the RQ, considering that they picked off the carry already.
Yeah, and great block pick from VFM as well. And I like the fact that you bring up Kagura, because RQ Lemon from RQ is the one that is the top Kagura in the region. Since that he won't be playing today, it's totally fine. RQ still have that in their pocket if they want to bring it out. But that Lolita pick, RQ, they picked Lolita in game 2 against EVOS. So now they're gonna go up against the same pick that is denying that Kimi that we expect to come out. And because of that Lolita, RQ says we're not giving you Granger because it is it's gonna be an obvious pick for VFM if it goes through.
Yeah, the Granger pick will be really nice here. Good smart ban there coming from RQ, just because the Lolita is kind of in the favor of VFM. They don't exactly have an answer or counter to actually block off some of the bullets coming from Granger. But if they force VFM to go for the Cloud again, I'm pretty sure RQ has an answer for that. And Helker is kind of still in the pool as well. They didn't exactly show their off-lane pick from RQ, so they have the flexibility coming from Sing's drafts, especially from Sin's draft, and also I Am Jago's draft, where they can play most of the assassins off-lane roles, and also from the mid role here coming from RQ. So I feel like the mind games is going to be in the factor here, but VFM seems to be, they're going to be prioritizing on the Tamus pick here. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Hellcat pick once again, but it's going to be tough, because the Kufra is in the picture now.
Yeah, and Hellcat would not seem to be such a juicy pick, at least for RQ. The Tamus ban, same as last game, you don't deal with this really strong solo lane fighter, and just not ideal. And Leomord, I did have this hero on my mind for VFM simply because last game it did not go well at all for them in any of the lanes. Leomord is one of the safer picks, has minimal counters minimal heroes, able to survive through the early to mid phase regardless of the situation, and has decent scaling.
Yeah, the Phantom Sea is going to be one of those teams that will be focused about as well. I like how they ban up the Tamus. RQ is going to be figured out how do we deal with this Leomord here. Seems to me it's going to be the Badang God special. We are talking about some wombo combos coming from RQ, and I like how the Badang can kind of shut off the Leomord a little bit here. Early phase is not that great here, but it was a mid to late game here. If you're worried about the Phantom Sea here, why not just burst him down on the spot then and there?
Yeah, and because of that, now Liam poses an extra layer of threat, right? You have Vin, you have Liam, these two frontliners. One, they can both split you apart. And sure, you have the Kufra, Esmeralda, Lolita, they all sound really juicy, Phantom Steel on the Leomord. But this Gord alone basically shuts down what VFM might try to do, because none of them have the mobility. Maybe the Esmeralda, maybe the Leomord, but even so, with Grog and Akai in the picture, in the favor of RRQ, it's not going to look easy for VFM.
Yep, double main setup here coming from EFM, but at the same time here, I'm a little bit worried here from RRQ, just because the God doesn't exactly have a lot of mobility. You have a lot of burst damage potential and range here, but if you think about it, VFM has heroes that can dive the backlines. We have the Harim, we have the Leomord, we have the Esmeralda, we have the Kufra as well. One wrong move from RRQ, things will go south immediately here. So this is going to be one of the best chances here for VFM to try and take the win against RRQ.
Yeah, and all eyes will be on Teeny and T-Max again. Both the T was a big block pick to VFM, but now we're in game number 2 of this best of 3 RQ. They just need one more to secure the 3 points.
Well, I beg to differ from you here. I feel like VFM has a really strong chance in game number 2. But ladies and gentlemen here, those of you watching at home, this is RRQ going up against VFM on the game 2 here in this second series for the MLBB World Championship M1.
Yeah, I think if VFM can take this away, it's definitely going to be that big upset that a lot of teams might not have seen coming. People were looking at EVOS to be the team that kind of take down RQ, at least take one game out of them and draw bloods from the Kings. But if VFM do so, there's a big statement from possibly a team that no one paid too much attention to, at least in Group A.
Oh, I like what RQ is doing here. They're going for the triple wooden mask. They're going to leave the Badang all by himself up alone here to soak a little bit more XP and go for the pre-4 stages here, trying to get at that level 4 up as quickly as they can before they take the next team fight. They want to shut down this Esmeralda relatively quickly here, and that's exactly what RQ is trying to do. Whereas VFM, they are going to be using their usual play styles here.
Yeah, and I like the respect given from RQ in comparison to the first series against EVOS SG, where they were like, hey, we're gonna walk right into you and take you on. RQ for this series at least, they've been playing a bit slow, maybe because of what the uncertainty of what VFM can bring to the table, but at the same time, it's just patience from RRQ. Just amazingly good discipline from this team.
Yeah, how long can they be patient? That's the big question here. They have the Grok to go for the aggression here, but I can see that they're going to be using the Grok not just as an aggressive open, kind of like an open ward where he's going to be opening up the map here, but I can see that it's mainly used to try and zone or push back any guys from VFM from diving the God from behind, which is exactly what they're trying to do here. I am Jago, he's already have the 4. Is he going to go for the laser beam? We'll have to see, but as of now, Lucky.
They do find Lucky, but here comes the fantasy for Teeny. Jump straight on the Tuturu, will get the pushback onto him, and here comes Sai. They're going to flicker right in, and Teeny will get the first blood onto Carry. Very well done. Liam goes down as well. That's a double kill for Teeny, and guess what? VFM, they want to go for more. Lolita will get the third one, and VFM with a strong opening onto RRQ.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about here. In composition, why RRQ is going to have the perfect wombo combo, but the early phase here, let's take a look here. They don't exactly have much to work with here. They were kind of caught off guard here. They overextended coming from RRQ to go for the pick, and immediately gets punished from VFM. Look at those mobilities here. Look at IM Jago. He misses flicker a little bit here, but in terms of mobility, if VFM decides to punish him, they could have killed him if they wanted to.
Yeah, and the worst part for RRQ in that particular fight was that IM Jago, he had the ultimate up, but he was not able to find a good timing to use it because it basically makes the God stand there, and VFM, all their members were piling onto RRQ, and this God was just not able to contribute to that fight.
Oh yeah, but it's not over yet here. Now they have the next ultimate here. RRQ, they have to play this a little bit more patient here because as of now, they want Sin to come up online here. And once Sin comes online on the Padang, this is where things are going to get a little bit more interesting here. But as of now, VFM, they are not going to be putting up the pressure here. It seems to me RRQ, they're fighting for opportunity. They might scout out Brawly.
They do see Vin as well. T-Max will be defending that corner of the jungle. And what makes it worse for RRQ was that Tuturu was involved in that first fight and also died off. So now you're going to slow down the carry, which is perfect for VFM.
Tuturu, you know, the gold crab here is going to be up for contestants here. You can see commitments coming from RRQ, but this commitment has a reason for them here. You can see RRQ, they want to stall the gold crab here so they can buy a little bit more time here for Sin to come over line, but slowly but surely, rotations are coming in. They might cut it here. Oh, nice wall there.
He stole it away, and Liam kind of buys a little Hurricane Death, but again, here comes Teeny for killing spree, and Liam no longer the wall. Harry will bring it out, and it's Hyde with that 5th kill for VFM, and RRQ collapse.
Nice wall there, seemed like a good start, but RRQ got baited. Here comes the Aura, but Brawly, not enough damage. They need more on Sin. It's not over yet as well. RRQ, they will lose Tuturu down below, and VFM, they're back in the game.
Yeah, VFM, you talk about how this team is the aggressive team. They are the aggressors. They like to take fights. Game 1, they took the fight, even though they're on the back foot. Guess what? Now they have the lead. They're going to keep doing this, and they're not going to stop.
Yeah, just based on the draft, that's the power of the Kufra, right? Like you see, RRQ was a little bit afraid here. Most of the times, Kufra was just in your face. They're afraid of those Tyrants' rages, afraid of those Tyrants' revenge as well. And we have not seen a really big play coming from Kufra, from VFM. But RRQ, I'm pretty sure in their minds here, they're very worried about it.
Yeah, and because of 2 botch fights, RRQ now, they are on salvage mode. They need to kind of fall back onto low economy mode just because Tuturu was not able to gain any benefits off of that. 2 deaths for this carry. You're relying on this carry to kind of shred through the Kufra, shred through the Lolita, and they're not getting any of those benefits.
Wow, the gods out here pretty much expanded trying to take the turtle buff as well, but unfortunately to say, he was actually secure from Sin from the side of RRQ, but now 7 Force committed, Vin as well, going to go for some flicker here, Wallchat as well. Liam needs to force the back out, no Hurricane Dash, but nice out here from Bada, connects onto, isn't gonna be enough, no fall off indeed here. RRQ, they had to back off because guards used the ultimate here, but VFM, they're gonna be at a stalemate here. They're gonna try and defend this tier 1 a little bit longer from the side of RRQ. VFM, Calamity Reaper up on high now. They're gonna focus on this tier 1, but no, the Hurricane Dance from Leon takes the Phantom, takes Teeny away. They get 1 kill despite that, and RRQ, that is gonna be a small reward there.
Yeah, that is gonna sting for VFM, and the idea was correct. Teeny wanted to play the zoning game, but kind of ignore Liam, who was there, who was ready with a Hurricane Dance, just pushes him back to that inhibitor. No way for this Lemon to get out. Worst part was VFM didn't get the tier 1 tower, and now RQ able to get that small lead and on the hero with the highest bounty and a streak as well.
Fantastic defense there coming from RRQ. Like, they took that situation really well. They took the most minimal damage possible here with the biggest impact, and that's exactly that. And I feel like they've got more than what they actually asked for. But now, can they get even more here? 4K deficit, but now, slowly but surely, this is where they come up online because Tuturu is 0-2-0, but one more good team fight. This is where RRQ will snowball their way back into the equalizer score.
Yeah, and VFM playing that 1-3-1, you have both Teeny and Hai going for a split push. They're putting pressure, using their front line on that middle lane simply to keep RRQ occupied. The God is now forced to protect that structure because that tower is so important for RRQ. You don't want this Leomon to run around your jungle, and that is why VFM has so much space to work with. They get that free turtle as well. We might see it engage if VFM finds the chance.
Yup, double mage setup here from side VFM. They have the online timing right now, and they need to capitalize on this. And RRQ, surprisingly enough, they still pull the map into this middle tier 3. They don't exactly want to give away the map control away, and RRQ perfectly understands that they've bought enough time now. 7 minutes has passed. Will they be able to contest this buff here? They need this buff from RRQ. They want to stand a chance to come back here, and seems to me they will get it. Nice done there.
And the second time that RRQ was able to secure that buff, but for the first time RRQ bleeding a bit against VFM, has lost all that tier 1 tower, to be VFM, taking more and more control, and this is where it starts to get scary. You have this Kufra and Leomon running together as a duo, constantly trying to invade the jungle. Sin's not going to be in a good place, uses the bottom out, gets the pushback, but the damage is not there. T-Max does come in to join the fight, but Sin will survive that, and now RRQ gets the wall unlucky, block him more, but not able to convert that into anything, and now I am Jago a bit isolated to get the core stun, but this is the immobility that you mentioned. VFM will find one, and Sin will be called out as well as Broly will dance on him for their revenge. Badan taken down.
Yeah,
VFM with 2.
Not gonna be able to do anything about this here. Grok here trying to go for the protection phase, but now he's gonna try to open the map a bit here. But where's the fallout? They've lost Sin, they've lost I am Jago. They need Tuturu to come online, and that's gonna be the game plan here coming from RRQ. But will they be able to buy enough time for the VFM? They're 8-1 score now. They've got 2 crucial kills. They're gonna buy a little bit more time here to start poking under the towers here. Deficit wise here is favoring about what? About an 8,000 deficit now.
Yeah, VFM, they have woken up after game 1. Not a single second in this game 2 that RQ has ever gotten a single goal lead. And VFM now, 8 kills to 1. They've completely shut down Tuturu. Tuturu needs at least 5 more minutes, and I don't think VFM will give him that time. This is where the Lord will respawn, and VFM, they are ready to take on this fight if RQ dares to step forward.
Yeah, VFM right now, they're perfectly understanding that RQ's, hey, this guard, let's just punish him. They don't exactly have anything to do much here. And see, look at this, Lucky, he's getting bursted down, but so what? It is a Kufra, he's super tanky, but TD popping the Phantom Seed here from the backlines, but they're gonna try to dive onto I am Jago once again. Unfortunately, he doesn't catch it, but they're caught out in open. Are they gonna go for the commitment here? But Liam going for Flicker as well. Hurricane does, getting forced out, doesn't connect, and here comes the new Minimum Blast. Next on Archive, a lot of spells being committed here, but VFM, they disengage, they're gonna focus on the Lord. They know carries up on top. Tuturus are not there. VFM, they're gonna focus on the Lord here. RRQ, how are they gonna do this here? But Lord outmoves, and they will get it. Here comes a big ultimate. Is it gonna be enough? Esmeralda will take him down, and VFM, they come up on top.
What a clean fight. The moment I am Jago finishes that ultimate, VFM, they put the pressure. They were not looking for the kills. They were looking to push RQ back, but RQ now tries to get something in return. T-Max survives that, but guess what? It is now the Broly show. He is way behind, but he will get one for now. Is Sin taking out Tuturu out of the fight. That's your RQ core completely eliminated, and Broly is not afraid to go for more. Pushing RQ back into the base. The suffocation is real from VFM. And with the lore secured, it seems like VFM, they are looking for their own payback.
This is going to be a tough one. Yeah, like you said, they need the payback. They've got the understanding here, but unfortunately, they were sitting on the sides watching how RRQ playing on the sidelines with that guard pick, and this is where their results are here to show. We are not here to lose. We are here to win it. RRQ, you pull the guard strat, we have an answer, and this might be game, but at the same time, it's not over yet to the Fat Lady 6. RRQ, they're not in it to win it. How will this go down?
Yeah, and I mentioned about the Leomon pick early on. His decent scaling, that is not easy to shut down. He always has this window to recover, and VFM, they use him to maximum efficiency, and now they're engaging on their first inhibitor with the Lord, and it's a big ultimate coming down from VFM. They will take down the Gauntlet straight to the backline. I am Jago will be able to survive that. that Carry will take down their Lolita, but VFM, they're going to continue this pressure for a bit more. Hide on the killing spree. Second inhibitor inside, and they will be able to take down their structure as well. Broly jumping right in straight against Liam needs to desperately protect this place for RQ, but no, mega kill, and look at High going crazy for that wipeout. Triple kill for this Harif, and VFM, they draw plus from RQ.
VFM